Go to yourmoneywealth.com, click on Ask Joe and Al on the air, and we'll answer them right here, just like we did Cass from Mississippi.
Hey, Joe and Big Al, this is Cass from Mississippi. I drive a Chevy Equinox 2013. People say what they drink too. Coke is it. That's it. And I have two toy Fox Terriers named Boss and Smash, and they are tiny and tough. So, if anybody breaks into my house, hey, be ready. So my question is about the TSP. There's two reasons that I think I should transfer out of the TSP once I retire in 10 years. So that gives you guys plenty of time to answer this question. One is when you withdraw funds, you don't have the choice of withdrawing from just the bond fund. And that was kind of my plan to help, stay rebalanced over the years. But you have to withdraw in equal increments from all the funds. And I'm wondering, is there some kind of workaround for this that I don't know about, or is it not terrible? Because I don't understand how that's good. But this is the great TSP, so, I don't want to give up on it. And the other thing is with like a regular Roth in my Vanguard, I know I'm not going to have to take RMDs from that. But the TSP Roth, you do have to take RMDs. So another thing I'm not crazy about, do you think these two reasons are big enough reasons to transfer out of the TSP after I retire? I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it and see what you think. I appreciate all your help and your good advice, and the podcast is great. I love it. Stay cool.
Ooh, Cass kind of gave me goosebumps.
That's a great accent, isn't it? Wouldn't it be fun to talk like that?
Stay cool.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Cass. How you doing?
I want to meet Boss and Smash.
Yeah.
TSPs. So pros and cons.
The thrift savings plan, which is a government plan. They have a few options.
And people like those plans. Why do they like them?
I mean, they're very low cost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally diversified. You can have a small cap index fund, an S&P, an international. Right?
Sure.
So the TSP is a great plan, very inexpensive, and it kind of does a trick in regards to global diversification without the complexity of 1,000 different funds.
Kind of on autopilot in a way.
Sure, depending on what you want, and then they have target date funds. And so on.
Right. I mean, you have to pick your investments. I get that.
So all right, let's talk about the Roth 401k or Roth TSP first. So if you have a Roth IRA, there is no required minimum distribution. If you have a Roth 401k and TSP basically falls into the 401k family, that Cass is right. She has to take a required minimum distribution from that account. She can roll the Roth into a Roth IRA, and then that avoids the RMD altogether.
So you can take the TSP part and roll that Roth and roll that to a Roth IRA, but you could leave the other part?
I don't think so.
You have to do it's all or nothing?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
As you can tell, we are super prepared.
We're tight
super tight on this. But that's an easy fix.
You can find out if that's possible. Then that's an easy answer on that one.
Right. And usually we would just roll everything.
Yeah. Right.
However, if that's the case, you definitely want to get the Roth into a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
That avoids the RMD. Especially if you don't need the money or you want to control your distributions.
Right.
In regards to her taking money from just the bond fund, I believe they changed the TSP rules recently over the last few years, because she's right. You could take one distribution from the TSP account per year. And when you did take the distribution, it needed to be pro rata.
Yeah, meaning an equal amount from each share or relative portion from each share, depending upon what you own.
Correct. Instead of picking and choosing on how you... there's a reason why this plan is dirt cheap.
Right. It's simple. and it's kind of on autopilot for most people that don't really understand all this stuff.
Right, and there's not a ton of people that are working and the administration behind this,
right?
And saying, oh, you just want to take from the bond fund? No problem. We'll just give it for
right.
But everything is now getting automated online, and so that should solve this problem. And I believe it did a few years ago when they did change some of the rules. I did not do any type of research or preparation for this show today, so I do not have concrete concrete answers. But
Well,
and we're not giving advice anyway. We're
No,
just
we're just
we're just chatting.
right?
We're just talking about good old TSP.
Yeah, and I think that, yes, that's what I've always heard too. The TSP, it's inexpensive. They're good funds. They're globally diversified. They're inexpensive. You can get good funds outside of a TSP that are very inexpensive nowadays with ETFs and index type funds. So you can do roughly same. I think if you are interested more in self-directing and deciding Roth, well, first of all, you
can go to Vanguard, and Vanguard cost is a little bit more expensive than the TSP.
Not much, though.
Not much.
Yeah.
We're talking, depends on how much money that Cass has.
Yeah.
Let's say she has $1 million. It might cost her a few $100s more a year.
Yeah, it's not significant. If you want to self-direct, then pull the money out, roll it into an IRA and a Roth IRA, and then you can pick which funds you want to sell to get the money out for your RMD. If you don't care, if you want to be on autopilot, just stick with the TSP.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you're saying autopilot.
Because then you don't have to worry about which funds to sell, right? Because it's just going to be an equal proportion.
Oh, God.
That's what I mean.
But that's a bad autopilot.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying. A lot of people don't care about this stuff.
Right, but you don't want to sell pro rata. That's why I don't like target date funds.
No, I understand your answer. I'm just saying for 19,
and the reason why.
Yeah, not for our listeners, but the 19 out of the other 20 people that don't listen to our show, they probably don't even care. They'll just, it's easier, simple.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. But if a market is down 20%, you want to sell from the bonds, not the stocks. Or if the stocks are up 20%, you want to sell from the stocks.
But there is a quick workaround, which is if you have to sell pro rata, then just, if you want to buy more stocks, then sell some of your bonds that are left to buy more stocks. You can rebalance that way.
All right, we got to take a break. Show's called Your Money, Your Wealth.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.